We're live, guys. It's NASCAR time. They're counting it down. May have a little bit of weather coming up. Let me put this up here. I pulled up a radar map. So we look like we're up and live. This is a current radar, so there may be a little bit of weather. I'm hoping everything stays no lightning, a little bit of rain. Make it an interesting course for today. So if you're new here, be sure to drop. We got Daniel in chat. There he is. Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. Be sure to hit those likes on the stream. Let's get this to 100 likes today on this NASCAR stream. It's going to be a great day for racing, I would think. So hit that like button. Share this with family and friends. We've got the starting lineup. I've got it scrolling below me here. So don't forget to check that out, guys. We have a great race, guys. Chicago street race. What could be more fun to be running this race in Chicago right now? So Botrix has joined the chat. I made some modifications to it, so it shouldn't be as strict as it was last week on the stream. Making tweaks to the stream. Let me know. If there's things you don't like, we'll correct it on the stream and make it the best experience we can make here on KimbroNator on YouTube. So looking forward to it. Anyway, here we go. This is a little bit of the look we got going today. So I've got the chat below us over here so we can at least see the chat on screen as the race is happening. I think it was gives it a little bit different look. So current lineup, we've got, as far as the qualifying times, Kyle Larson is going to lead us off. Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Tyler Reddick, SVG. He won this race last year. He's in 5th. He's got a good start today. Bubba Wallace is in 6th. Christopher Bell, who ran a heck of a race last week in Nashville. Can he do the same this week? This is a different style course. This is a street course, not a circle course. Or I think they call it like a D-shaped track in Nashville. Alex Bowman in 8th. Daniel Suarez. Brad. Denny Hamlin, our driver, the guy that I am rooting for is Denny Hamlin, number 11. Number 11 car in the number 11 spot. John, name check, Carson. Ross Chastain in the 14. Austin Dillon. Chris is number 16. Ryan Blaney, 17. Chase Elliott is 18. Kyle Busch is 19. Corey is 20. Austin Cindric is his 21st car. Chase Briscoe is 22. Justin Haley is 23. Martin Truex Jr. is 24. Eric Jones is a 25. Todd Gillian, 26. William Byron, 27. Noah Grayson, 28. Ryan Preece, 29. Zane Smith, 30. Harrison Burton, 31st. Joey Logano got 32nd. Doesn't mean anything, guys. Ricky Stenhouse is 33, and Austin Hill is 34. Daniel Hemrick is 35. Josh Berry, 36. AJ Allmendinger, probably butchered his name. As well as Joey Han is 38. Josh Billick, 39. And Kaz Grayley is 40th. So got quite a bit of racing going on today. So we'll change this back here till the race goes live, guys. I'm going to bring in some more camera action on here as well. So we'll try to keep it as live. I'll try to keep the circle, the overall area shots if I can get that. I'm not sure on this race. This is the first time for me to watch this race, so I'll try to get as much camera angles as I can on this one. I'm not sure how it's going to look. So let me know in chat what are your thoughts on the race today. So let's feel free to fill up the chat. We'll get some questions going here in the polls. So we'll put in who is going to win. start. I'm not poll. We're gonna do a question. So we're gonna do a question in chat. I'm gonna get that live. So who is going to win? That question is live now. So let us know who is going to win this race today. All righty. Christopher Bell. This is a shorter race than last week. So what is that going to play into effect on this race? Grant Park 165. It's actually 75 laps. It's going to be interesting. Let's see here. I've got the, we're going to overlay with the radio broadcast, so we'll get that going here soon as well. All right, guys. Hope you're having, sorry about that. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Had a great week. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids. It's hot here. It's humid. Chicago, the current temperature, I have that up here at the top. Got a little bit different look. So we've got the radar going over here on the stream. So you'll see that. The current temperature is 83 degrees right now there. So let me see. I think I have that where we can pop it up. Yep. So we got it here. There we go. We have at the top. It's currently 83 degrees in Chicago. As soon as I can get some cameras here, I will get these guys up and live on the stream. I'm not seeing anything yet. Race Center. Okay, it just popped up here. They have not made anything live yet. NASCAR live race day. So we got the
introduced to the huge crowd on hand all around the grounds here at Grant Park. One of those drivers that was introduced after qualifying 27th was William Byron. However, William will drop to the tail end of the field for the start of today's race after Rudy Fugel, the crew chief, and the team replaced the steering rack and pump unit. Let's hear how William Byron plans to get towards the front of the field with Steve Post.
Yeah, William Byron did pick up the win earlier this year at Sonoma, Circuit of the Americas. Sonoma? That's it. Coda, exactly. Okay, I had him backward there. Picked up the win at Circuit of the Americas, so road racing is really good. But William, the challenge of starting at the back of the field, how do you approach the beginning and first portion of this race?
Yeah, I mean, just try to
see here.
Pick people
try to get you guys some
cameras
going
and
here.
Try to make good laps, and there's a lot that can happen around here. So, we just have to keep ourselves in the hunt and progress forward, and we should be fine.
How good was the race car? I know you had some changes you needed to make, but how did you feel about the handling and the performance of the car?
It felt good. It was hard to tell that issue started pretty early on, but it was hard to tell. But I felt like we had good rear grips, so that's always what you want, and hopefully here today we can have a great car.
Let's see what happens with it, that's for sure. William Byron going to pick up where he left off down at Coda, hopefully with a win, but he has got a long way to go. Going to start at the shotgun tail end of the field here.
Let's see
today.
If we get some cameras going here, guys. Well,
he's going to have
working
company
on it
back there, Postman, because a grand total of 8 drivers will be going to the tail end of the field when we drop the green flag. Another one of those drivers is one who is quietly becoming a great road racer, and that is Chris Buescher. Now, he was scheduled to start. Chris Chris Wilner in position number 16, but he too will go to the tail end of the field.
That's right, Jeff. An uphill battle to start for Chris Buescher, but not too shabby when it comes to road course racing. But how does that game plan change going from 16th to the rear of the field?
Yeah, it's going to make a little more of a challenge, but it's okay. I got a lot of confidence. Everybody on this Fastenal team did a tremendous job. Car looks great, ready to go again. So going to clean up some of my stuff from yesterday. Found some speed in qualifying there, and then didn't get a chance to better it with the contact. So it is going to make it tough. We got, looks like maybe a little weather rolling in. That's fine either way, honestly.
Little
We've been
weather.
really good in the wet the last 3 times we've done it. So
they got windshield wipers going today, though.
Part of our day, we'll be ready to tackle the adversity there, and we'll have fun.
You've had 10 top 10s in the last 12 road courses. It's been no secret that you've been really good as of late. What has changed? How have you adapted and learned this style of racing?
Yeah, it's almost a cool stat, but there's not a win in there. So, we've been very consistent. We've been very good. We've just not quite been the best, and that's what we're trying to figure out how to improve that last spot or two. Really, that'll take us to a whole nother level. So, that being said, we know we're going to be fast. We know we're going to be in the hunt. Got to have a smart day. This one's going to be different without the or with the dry, with double file restarts. It's going to be probably a little crazier race than last year even. So we got to have that on our mind so that we're ready if something were to happen, and just try and do all we can to go get a win here.
All right, that's Chris Buescher, guys. Going to start from the rear of the field, plus 56 to the cut line. He could really use a win here in Chicago.
He absolutely could. He was one of a number of drivers that got into the wall around this course. They had to replace the left upper control arm, a left rear shock, and a toe link. He's one of those drivers that's got a lot of work in front of him to try to get the job done. Ross Chastain's got top 10 finishes in his last 3 road course starts in the Cup Series. He's ready to go racing, and Steve Post is with him.
Yes, he is. As a matter of fact, he's in here getting some picture made with some of the sponsors down here, and Ross has the Busch Light peach colors. So let me get this right. The watermelon one is selling peaches as well. So all kinds of fruits down here. Ross, we had a good visit in our practice and qualifying show yesterday. Can you just kind of revisit last year versus this year and what you guys are doing here at Chicago?
Well, last year, Postman, I started out on Navy Pier. I was so slow, I had to start back there. And this time, 14th, rolling off a lot better. Just more comfortable. Just a year to think about this track and the wall proximities of these concrete canyons in my mind. And yes, I know I'm known for watermelons, but I'll talk about anything ag and any fruits and veggies. So for Busch
any
Light
fruits
Peach,
and veggies
to roll out this summer beer is really cool, and have this bright suit to go along with it for all the people.
Come on,
home.
let's get
I have
these
a very bright
cameras
suit to
going,
match my
NASCAR.
peach-colored car.
What have you learned about this style of racing? What are some of the skill sets you've worked on to be good at this street course?
Comfortable hitting the wall. I mean, I know most people probably think, oh yeah, Ross hits the wall all the time, but you just have to be so close on the corner entries to turn in the corner, the apexes. Yet it's not an apex cone or just a curve. It's a straight up and down 90-degree wall, and so I had to really focus on that and be comfortable with that. I did hit the wall in qualifying, but car seems okay, and we'll roll off a lot better than we were last year, and I'm just a lot closer to the wall than I was last year.
That's it. We talked to a lot of drivers that have said the same thing. That's Ross Chastain. He starts today in the 14th starting spot.
He is looking for career win number 5 in the streets of Chicago here this afternoon. There's one driver in the field looking for a career win number 1, and it very well could happen right here this afternoon. He starts alongside Kyle Larson, who's our pole sitter. Ty Gibbs up on the front row, Chris Wilner, and he was very good in practice. He was very good in qualifying.
He certainly was, Jeff, and it turns out he's going to start now on the front row. But he learned a lot yesterday, a part of that battle in the Xfinity Series. So, Ty, how valuable was yesterday for this afternoon's race?
Yeah, it was really valuable, and I appreciate the opportunity from he gets us and Jugger's Racing. So it was really fun, and to get some laps is, it was really important for somewhere we haven't been that much. So it's a good place, and it's a fun track, so everyone have a good day and go out there and hammer down.
All right, best of luck. That's Ty Gibbs again, going to start next to Kyle Larson on the front row. A youngster, a veteran, going to go for it here when we drop the rag in Chicago.
All right, Steve. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Chris. Opening ceremonies are next. NASCAR Live Race Day has been brought to you by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a soap opera star.
Gracious me, my car has storm damage and I've had to file a claim. Could it possibly get worse? Will my claims team leave me for someone else? Someone less intense?
No. Actually, when you file a claim with Geico, you get your own dedicated claims team who promises to stay with you throughout the process.
Oh, I've never known such loyalty. I can't wait for the second season.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
With the $5 meal deal at McDonald's, you pick a McDouble or a McChicken, then get a small fry, a small drink, and a 4-piece McNuggets. That's a lot of McDonald's for not a lot of money.
Price and participation may vary. For a limited time only.
Curious what drivers talk about during the race? Visit RacingElectronics.com today to purchase a scanner and listen to uncensored audio from every team in the race. Learn more at RacingElectronics.com or stop by and see them in the vendor area today.
From the NASCAR Chicago Straight Race, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
At Boot Barn, we believe that the cowboy boot is an American icon. Today's boots are not only rooted in history, but are enhanced with modern technology features for the working cowboy. Ariat boots are built with advanced technology that provides the comfort and support of a high-performance athletic shoe, yet still has the functionality and durability of the iconic cowboy boot. And at Boot Barn, we carry over 250,000 pairs of Ariat boots nationwide. Ariat at Boot Barn.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
I got a heart like a truck. Hey race fans, this is Lainey Wilson on your home for NASCAR. SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Here's the starting lineup for the Grant Park 165. Brought to you by eBay Motors. Bring home the cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brakes, headlights, all the parts to fit your vehicle the first time, every time. eBay Motors. ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Row 20.
Kaz Gralla, Boston, Massachusetts.
Josh Balicki, Richfield, Wisconsin.
Row 19.
The Bosch 2-in-1 quickly.
Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Row 17.
Austin Hill, Winston, Georgia.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Olive Branch.
Working on this here, guys.
Row 16.
Joey Logano, Middletown, Connecticut.
Harrison Burton, Huntersville, North Carolina.
Row 15.
Zane Smith, Huntington Beach, California.
Ryan Priest, Berlin, Connecticut.
Row 14.
Noah Gregson, Las Vegas, Nevada.
William Byron, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Row 13.
Todd Gilliland, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Eric Jones, Byron, Michigan.
Row 12.
Martin Truex Jr., Mayetta, New Jersey.
Justin Haley, Winamac, Indiana.
Row 11.
Chase Briscoe, Mitchell, Indiana.
Austin Cindric, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Row 10.
Corey LaJoy, Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Kyle Busch, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Row 9.
Chase Elliott, Dawsonville, Georgia.
Brian Blaney, Hartford, Ohio.
Row 8.
Chris Buescher, Prosper, Texas.
Austin Dillon, welcome,
Prosper,
North
Texas.
Carolina.
Row 7.
Ross Chastain, Alva, Florida.
Karsten Hocevar, Portage, Michigan.
Row 6.
John Hunter Nemechek, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Denny Hamlin, Chesterfield, Virginia.
And now, the top 10 starters. Starting 10.
Brad Keselowski, Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Starting 9.
Daniel Suarez, from Monterrey, Mexico.
Starting 8.
Alex Bowman, Tucson, Arizona.
Starting 7.
Christopher Bell, Norman, Oklahoma.
Starting 6.
Bubba Wallace, Concord, North Carolina.
Starting 5th.
Van Gisbergen.
Starting 4th.
Tyler Reddick, Corning, California.
Starting 3rd.
Michael McDowell, Glendale, Arizona.
Starting 2nd.
Ty Gibbs, Washington, D.C.
And starting on the pole.
Washington,
Kyle
D.C.
Larson, Elk Grove, California.
That's the starting lineup for the Grant Park 165.
40 drivers getting ready to go. 16 Chevrolets, 8 Toyotas, 16 Fords in the field. Up front, Kyle Larson and Ty Gibbs. Those are the two drivers that will lead the field to the green flag. Where is Shane Van Gisbergen? He'll start 5th. We'll take it back to yesterday. If you missed it, Shane and Kyle put on a show.
They absolutely did. Larson and Van Gisbergen swapping the lead nearly every corner in the opening handful of laps. And after that, it became, okay, I'm going to lead this lap. Next lap, you're going to pass me and lead the lap. They weren't moving out of the way for one another. They were just simply out driving each other any given lap. It was a treat to watch. It was a treat to call. And I hope all the listeners yesterday enjoyed that. And what does that mean for today? I highly expect the same thing, amplified, because this is a
I'm
field
still not
of
getting the
drivers
leaderboard
from
to
top
open
to
up
the
yet,
back
so as soon as I
that
get it to
are
open,
every bit as talented and should be able to do the same thing
see.
lap after lap, corner after corner.
It was spectacular yesterday, and speaking of spectacular, how about this place we're at? We are in the 3rd largest city, Independence Weekend. This place is a mob scene. There are people absolutely everywhere. They've been enjoying music. They've been enjoying walking around the park. Grant Park is special.
It really is. Keith Urban, Lauren Elena had their concerts earlier today. The Chainsmokers and the Black Keys were last night here in Grant Park. A little over 310 acres is this park, right up against Lake Michigan, named after President Ulysses S. Grant. The start-finish line of the race course on South Columbus Avenue is the start-finish line for the Chicago Marathon, which is one of the biggest marathons on the planet. Buckingham Fountain, that world-famous fountain that you see in TV shows like Married with Children and movies like National Lampoon's Vacation, that is parallel, right beside the start-finish line. It is truly a spectacular setting.
And oh, by the way, the horizon in the background, absolutely spectacular. We're glad you're with us here on the Motor Racing Network. We got a lot of people, a lot of race cars, a lot of racing to do. Let's go trackside now for pre-race ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able. Please remove your hats.
I'm going to mute that for a second, guys. Unfortunately, they will copyright me. I think I should be able to get some cameras here in a second.
Nope. Cover each driver in the coat of your protection. Keep them safe, and may all glory go to you. In the name that's above all names, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform America the Beautiful.
Boom. In-car cameras. Come on, guys. Hello, Ethan. Good afternoon, my friend. Getting the race. It's about to get started here any minute. Trying to get some camera footage. I will get that up. Man. God. We're getting it there, guys. Here any minute, we should be able to go live. They're doing the national anthem. We'll cut back over to the radio feed as soon as they're through with this. While they're doing that, guys, thank you for stopping in here. Be sure to hit the like button on the stream. It's free. I'm paying all the money, the internet bills, and to bring this to you guys. So be sure to hit that like button on the stream. Share this with your friends, family. And let's get this thing to 1,000 likes today, guys. 100,000 likes. Let's get 1,000 people in here. It's going to be a great race today. I hope you're having a great day. I'm still tweaking everything. If you have any suggestions, what you would like to see, let me know. Let me know in chat. Let me know a comment. Okay, I think we may have some cameras able to come in now. Here we go. I clicked on aerial cam. Okay. We got a camera. Here we go. Race Center. Cup. Still haven't updated it here yet, but we're getting it. Do you have a camera? Aerial cam. Alrighty, guys, we got our first camera footage. That's the aerial cam. We got it going. Just waiting on them to update this poll here so we can get you more of the leaderboard. But they are waiting on the race start. Be sure to hit the like. We got radio broadcast of it. I'm not going to do the TV broadcast. We're going to do the radio broadcast. So that is coming up. So
will lead lap number 1. This is NASCAR driver Brad Keselowski on your 24/7 home for NASCAR. SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
Sitting at 12 likes, guys. You rock. Keep hitting that like button.
On a typical Sunday afternoon in Chicago, the speed limit is 30 miles per hour. But this is no typical Sunday afternoon. Today, we throw those speed limits out the window as the best of the NASCAR Cup Series will come roaring down Columbus Avenue at speeds of over 130 miles per hour.
The NASCAR Cup Series on the streets of downtown Chicago, Illinois. The Grant Park 220 is underway. Green flag is in the
shorter race this year is 220 last year.
Series first ever race on a
165
street
this year.
course. A
So is that going
Supercars
to play an
champion
effect
from
on the
New
race?
Zealand took the world by storm.
Checkered flag in the air in his first
Raymond,
ever NASCAR
thank you
Cup
for the
Series
sub
start.
there, my friend.
Shane
Appreciate
Van
you.
Gisbergen, the New Zealand
Get us
driver,
on up,
wins
rolling
the
up
streets
right
of
here.
Chicago.
Keep on
Shane Van
increasing those
Gisbergen
subs on the
is
channel. Thank you,
back
sir.
in today's field, but 39 other drivers are out to prove that they have closed a gap on SVG and claim this year's checkered flag for themselves. Live from downtown Chicago, Illinois, the Grant Park 165 is next.
Live on the Motor Racing Network, it's the NASCAR Cup Series.
Let's get a big thumbs up. Get ready to rock and roll past the race cars today, pal. Poor boys, let's execute. Have a good day.
Today, the Grant Park 165 from the Chicago Street Course. Brought to you by Geico. Geico's mobile app has 24/7 claim service and on-the-go policy info. Get more,
Guys, we
with
got 15
Geico
likes.
by
15
Harbor
likes.
Freight.
Keep hitting that
Whatever
like
you
button. Let's
do
get
it
this
for
to more and more
less
people.
at Harbor Freight.
You guys
By
rock.
Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR and home to the NASCAR Powerball playoff. By McDonald's. Get the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary for a limited time only. By BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month today at BetterHelp.com/racingradio. By Napa. Elevate your engine performance.
Who is your
with
favorite
Napa
driver? Don't
full
forget to
synthetic
let me
engine
know in
oil.
the chat.
By Progressive Insurance.
Who
For
is
a
the driver
job you'll
going-
love,
that
visit
you want to win today?
progressive.com/careers. By Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com. And by Sunoco. From NASCAR to your car, Sunoco Fuel helps your car reach peak performance.
Let's go trackside for the command.
Chicago, this is the moment you've been waiting
Get
for.
ready.
Please welcome retired NFL legend from the Chicago Bears, Matt Forte.
All right, Chicago, y'all ready? Let me hear you make some noise.
Make some noise.
Oh, y'all can do better than that. Make some noise. Drivers, start your engines.
There
Well,
they
you
go.
can hear the crowd in the background. They're ready to go. 40 drivers are ready to go.
Ready to
We're
go.
all ready to go.
SVG,
Here's the
Raymond
Grant Park
says.
165, the NASCAR Cup Series.
Let's go,
It's
guys.
next live right here on the Motor Racing Network.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian.
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
Looks like it's going to
Greg?
be a
Not
short
Okay, no
race
worries,
today,
no worries.
but
Jeffrey?
you never
Oh, I
know.
love that one.
Wait,
Never
really?
know, guys.
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
A proud Chicago tradition since 1949. Garrett Popcorn Shops handcrafts delicious gourmet popcorn in small batches right in their kitchens. Their secret family recipes include the world-famous Garrett Mix, the Chicago-style sweet and savory blend of caramel crisp and cheese corn. Visit one of their shops, find them at a Midwest grocery store near you, or shop online to ship anywhere across the U.S. at GarrettPopcorn.com.
The circuit is 2.2 miles in length.
2.2
12
miles.
turns. We're going to visit
12
all of
turns,
those and take you
guys.
for a swing around the racetrack next. From the NASCAR Chicago Street Race, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
At Jiffy Lube, we car about cars. In fact, we're kind of obsessed. That's why we've been taking care of business with quick quality oil changes and service for over 40 years. And with things like our Car Full Vehicle Review, where our experts will check, fill, clean, and inspect your vehicle, you'll know we'll car for your car like we car for our own. Jiffy Lube. Car more. Visit jiffylube.com to find coupons and save today.
1994 meets 2024. The Brickyard 400 returns to the Oval, celebrating 30 spectacular years at the racing capital of the world. Brickyard Weekend is back, July 19th through 21st at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Saturday, July 20th, get ready for action with the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pennzoil 250 presented by Advanced Auto
Alrighty, guys, we're getting 30. Let's keep it rocking.
NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400
Any moment here, guys.
returns to the 2.5-mile oval of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Buy now and save at IMS.com.
Hamlin now. He'll take the lead here in Vegas for the second time.
This is Denny Hamlin on your 24/7 home for NASCAR. SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Downtown Chicago, 12 turns, 2.2 miles through Grant Park, Independence Weekend. Just Striegel alongside Alex Hayden, the entire Motor Racing Network crew with us this weekend. It's been a great weekend. We arrived here on Friday, watched as they set this racetrack, put those final barriers in place. We had a chance to go down along the river, the boardwalk, the people that were there, the people that are here. Everybody's celebrating a very important weekend.
It is Independence Weekend.
You think SVG will go back to back?
A lot of people
he's
wonder,
placing fifth.
Last
they got
year
him in
was
fifth, so
the first time doing it, but we had
it is a possibility.
Just exponential amounts of rain a year ago. So the big question mark was, would those fans come back out this year? I think the answer clearly is yes. This place is jam-packed. They have been treated to a great weekend of NASCAR racing and entertainment all weekend long, but it's hard to find a better setting right here on Independence Weekend. They're right here on the lakefront in Chicago, Illinois, with the fans, the locals, the folks at the hotels and the restaurants. Everybody has embraced this. I was chatting with my Uber driver coming over from the airport on Friday morning, and he, unlike last year, my Uber driver last year was confused, wasn't sure what was going on and why so many people were coming in, why the roads were closed down. This Uber driver was all for it. And I asked him, you coming out to the racetrack? He said, I'm going to try to get out there on Saturday.
I'll keep it on aerial. We may do some in-car footage as well, too.
There is an excitement level here.
Yeah, and by the way, Lake Michigan is just to our east, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 yards, give or take, depending on where you are on Lakeshore Drive. Yesterday, we were watching as the boats were pulling as close to the shore as they could get. Obviously, they had the radio twisted into the Motor Racing Network, and they could hear the cars ripping up and down Lakeshore Drive. We're about to do that here.
Yeah, and all the high-rise condominiums that surround Grant Park all weekend long, including today, there have been fans out on the balconies. I think we've got a new thing in NASCAR racing when we come to Chicago.
Guys, it is live.
Balcony parties that are ongoing.
With the $5 meal deal at McDonald's, you pick a McDouble or a McChicken,
then
get a small fry, a small drink, and a 4-piece McNuggets. That's a lot of McDonald's for not a lot of money.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Curious what drivers talk about during the race? Visit RacingElectronics.com today to purchase a scanner and listen to uncensored audio from every team in the race. Learn more at RacingElectronics.com or stop by and see them in the vendor area today.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
From the NASCAR Chicago Street Race, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Do you suffer from plantar fasciitis, back, knee, or hip pain? I'm Stu Sakowitz, owner and inventor of Pine Valley Orthotics. We hand make them in New Jersey, and thousands of golfers from all over the country have called to tell me how amazing they feel. $99, and if I can't make your pain go away, I will happily refund your money. Call me at 866-443-7463. I even answer my own phone. Or go to PineValleyOrthotics.com. Your feet will thank you as much as I do.
400 laps. For one weekend in August, Richmond becomes the center of the NASCAR world.
Here on the 3/4 mile, Richmond Raceway.
The lights get brighter.
All right,
the stakes
get
higher. The thrills get bigger. And so does the
I'm going to keep tweaking it, try to make it look a little bit better. Thank you there, Steve. Race day, guys. Larson. Thank you, Chris. Cubs fan. I bought this hat in Chicago at Wrigley Field.
Logano now.
I bought 2
Out front,
Cubs
face
hats
Joey
at
Logano. Catch
Wrigley.
Sirius XM
So,
NASCAR
I've got 2 of these
Radio
hats.
Live, or stream your favorite shows anytime
In
with the
2016,
SiriusXM
I was
app.
there in 2016 in July.
Back here at Grant
Along
Park
with
in
my wife.
downtown Chicago, Illinois.
Me and her both
Jeff,
were there.
We heard a lot of drivers talk about it in our pre-race coverage on NASCAR Live Race Day, the weather. And unfortunately, it's here.
You talked a lot about it,
Yeah,
and you
did.
said it was going to stay north.
I said I hoped it stays north.
It didn't. It has slid down upon us, and there are parts of the racetrack that are being washed away hard right now. Dave Moody's
man.
got a tremendous vantage point, maybe one of the greatest that we have anywhere we go. He will see them coming at him in turn number 1. He sees them coming back at him in turn number 6. And Dave, I can also see that you are smack dab in what appears to be the heaviest area of rain.
Yes, I am, Jeff. Not only can I see him coming at me and seeing them going away from me, I could also potentially see them doing the backstroke because, yes, as seems to be customary here at the Chicago Street Race, the rain is coming down, not really bothering the fans all that much. They've just turned it into a wet party from a dry party. It's not raining all that
You
hard
can
at
see
the
it,
moment.
the
If you
radar
turned
right
down
above
3
me
minutes
here.
ago, I'd have told you a different story. So hopefully this is just a quick passing shower. The front that we've been watching for most of the morning was fairly thin, so hopefully it's
right.
on its way
Chicago's
in, on its
right
way out
there
very
above
quick.
my finger.
Yeah, that is
So,
something, unfortunately,
they're
we're going to
fixing
have to deal with right now. So
deal with it.
some sprinkles and some rain falling, I say sprinkles
See, I'm getting
because
it off
not
of
the
the
entire 2.2
NASCAR website.
circuit in Grant Park is getting weather right now. Only
Donovan,
some
watermelon
of it is,
always
and
on
that's the northern part of
standby.
it, where
The
the
watermelon
majority of the
man
system
is on
going. Looking at the
standby.
radar, Jeff,
You guys got
it
that
is north
right.
of us. Wrigley Field's getting it. Evanston at Northwestern University, they're getting it. The majority of the heavy rain out there. There is a scenario that's playing out and involves pit lane. So Steve Post, our lead pit reporter from Halstead, Pennsylvania, NASCAR's giving these teams now a decision to make.
Well, they have declared the track wet. So what that means is teams can decide which tires they want to use. And teams are now out on the racetrack. They're allowed 4 crew members, and they're going to change the car tires on the cars to the Goodyear wet weather tires, the white lettered tires. We normally have yellow letters on the Goodyear Eagles, but these are the wet weather white lettered tires. And so teams now allowed 4 people to come out and change and put the wet weather tires on. Some teams have done that. Other teams right now are in a holding pattern, just waiting to see what this storm does.
Dropped.
So right now, a lot of activity down here, and just a lot of standing around and waiting, and well, some reminiscing about.
It was 83, but it's dropped
as well is
to
going on also. But
Hamlin.
right now, the track hasn't been declared
Hope there's
wet,
a bear. Great
and
year
some
to make.
wet weather tires are going on.
Bears have a great year to make the playoffs.
Posty, thank you
Pat,
very much.
I hope so too.
We
It's
can't
been
just
a drought
race
for
in the
them.
rain. We've got the wet weather tires; they're ready to go, and we'll continue to monitor the weather. You know, again, as we look at the radar. Alex pointed it out, and he is correct. It is heavy north of us. We're just getting clipped here, but we got clipped pretty hard. We'll have more for you in a moment.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a soap opera star.
Gracious me, my car has storm damage and I've had to file a claim. Could it possibly get worse? Will my claims team leave me for someone
Hamlin,
else?
let's see. Let us know. Keep it coming in. Who you think's
Actually,
going to
when
go?
you file a claim with Geico, you get your own dedicated claims team who promises to stay with you throughout the process.
Oh, I've never known such loyalty. I can't wait for
Hamlin.
the second season.
Geico.
I hope so, but I think the odds are, a lot of people are predicting SVG.
Welcome to
so.
AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like you heard about a July 4th sale. It's a great chance to red, white, and do that job.
Guys, don't forget, hit that
like
like
an oil
on the
change with
stream.
full
It's
synthetic
free,
motor
doesn't cost you
oil.
anything.
Right now, you can
It's the
get
best way to support my stream. It gets this out to more and more people. With that help, the watch time, hitting the like button, subscribing, we can defeat YouTube's algorithm and grow this channel, guys. I enjoy this. Love making content. So here,
Dan, those are your turn announcers today. You'll meet them again here in just a few moments ago. During the break, they said most of the rain has stopped, and we'll give you an update as to what the teams can do with wet weather and non-wet weather tires. When we come back, stay with us. We're going to be going under the green flag here, I would imagine, very shortly from the NASCAR Chicago Street Race. This is the Motor Racing.
Here, you heard it there, guys. Any moment. So, yeah, keep hitting that like button on the stream. Let's get it to 100 likes today. We're currently at 24. You guys rock. Let's break 100 today. Let's keep that like button. If you've already hit it, you don't have to hit it again. Smash that like button. Share this with your friends and family. Let's get more and more people in here. Let's see this number here go up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Your help, we can do it, guys. So, do you guys like the layout, the look? Is it looking better? I'm going to concentrate on the, can you see everything? That's my goal. Do I have a friend? That's good news there.
Chicago, the Grant Park 165 for the NASCAR Cup Series today on the Motor Racing Network. Glad to have you with us. If you're just joining us right now, you haven't missed a thing. We got a brief, and I mean brief, heavy downpour just as they fired the engines. NASCAR with no choice but to shut them down at least for a moment, but that rain has stopped. Jeff Striegel alongside Alex Hayden. Down in the pit area, Steve Post and Chris Wilner were headed there next. And out in the turns and waiting to go to work, Dave Moody and Kurt Becker and Dan Hubbard.
So let's go to pit lane and find out a little bit more about this ongoing strategy wrinkle that's been thrown into today's Chicago street race, starting with Steve Post.
Yeah, down here on this end of pit road, the teams, the majority of them, have put the wet weather tires on, okay? And so what the plan is now, the one who has not is Kyle Larson. I believe he is still on the slicks as far as the tires go. So what is going to happen is NASCAR is going to send the cars out on the racetrack for one lap, and at that point, I'm sorry, Larson, one of the crew members just come over, they're on wets. They just did it faster than everybody else. That's what they did. So everybody is on the wet weather tires, okay? They're going to run one lap out on the racetrack, and then they're going to have the opportunity to come in without losing position to change to the slicks or to continue on and start the race on the wet weather tires. So that's the strategy, and at that point, then it all boils down to how the race unfolds and where we go. But initially, we're going to run one parade lap, and teams would have the option to change to the slicks, because it looks like everybody right now that I see down here are on the wet weather tires.
All right, Posty, thank you very much. Steve Post, Chris Wilner on pit road. Let's take a swing around this race course for a couple of reasons. One, to bring in our turn announcers. Two, to describe what they're going to see here today. And three, to talk about the wetness in that particular area. Again, we got soaked in certain areas and not in others. Covering the action for the Motor Racing Network down in turn number one from Barrie, Vermont, it is Dave Moody. Good afternoon, Dave.
Good afternoon, Jeffrey, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to cover two different parts of the racetrack. Most days, the corner of South Columbus and East Balbo Drive, 4 lanes in every direction. Average speed is about 6 miles an hour. Well, they've divided it in half diagonally now. They'll come down the front straightaway, otherwise known as
you guys,
South Columbus,
I
and hit
do
a hard
apologize. I'm not able to
left-hand
read
turn
what you're
number
saying
1.
on the.
They'll then spill out onto
I think
East
you're speaking
Balbo
another language
Drive
in chat.
for a short
So
sprint.
anybody can help
straightaway,
them. I appreciate
then a
it.
right-hand turn
Welcome
number
to the
2.
channel.
When they exit 2, they'll have a long, full throttle sprint up Lakeshore Drive. At this part of the racetrack right now, particularly the turn 6 side, it's a mixed bag because part of this area is asphalt, part of this area is concrete. they obviously react very differently to moisture. As the teams come down through here, I don't think they're going to want to be on the slick tires, the dry weather tires, at least immediately. But with all the heat that's in this racetrack after a week of high temperatures, it's going to dry very, very quickly. So it'll be very interesting to see what the teams do when they get a look at this part of the racetrack. As they race up Lakeshore Drive, they'll top out at over 140 miles an hour and come to the immediate attention of Altamont, Illinois' Kurt Becker.
And thank you, Dave. We're positioned on a scissor lift. We are on the northbound lanes of Lakeshore Drive. The field will come by at our feet just to our left on the southbound lanes. On this end of the racetrack, which is the southeast corner of this layout, just a few light sprinkles. The pavement damp in some spots, dry in others, and what was damp seems to be drying pretty quickly. The field comes into turn number 4. When they leave Lakeshore, it's under braking, it's downshifting, a right-hand turn. Turn 4 turns the field from southbound to westbound. That puts them just briefly on East Roosevelt Road, which almost serves like a short chute connecting Lakeshore Drive with South Columbus.
Still moving.
And there in turn 5, leaving East Roosevelt and turning back northbound one more time. That's when the field will be on South Columbus, coming back up through the gearbox. A lot of action. Dave referenced turn number 6. A lot of action in that area yesterday, Dave, in that second part of the course that you're covering here today.
Indeed there was, Kurt. That wide-open downhill sprint down Columbus Drive. That'll be one of the fastest areas on the race course. And then they're going to have to jump hard on the binders for a very tight 90-degree left-hand turn number 6. Not only is it a hard downshift and heavy braking, but it's one of the narrower corners on this course as well. We saw a number of drivers go windshield deep into the tire barrier a year ago, a couple of more yesterday in the Xfinity Series race. When they exit turn number 6, then it's off towards 7, and our Dan Hubbard of Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Well, thank you, Dave, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm on the rooftop of the Chicago Symphony Center. It was built back in 1904, and it's one of the many historical landmarks through the downtown Chicago area. Now, today I'm sharing the rooftop with 40 team spotters, and our eyes will be trained on turns 7 through 11, 5 turns that are strung quickly together, beginning with Michigan Avenue and the right-hand turn 7. This requires a healthy stab at the brake and a downshift all the way down to first gear. Then it's hard on the gas and an upshift to second for the right-hand turn 8. Continuing their acceleration up to third gear through the left-hand turn 9. That's Congress Plaza. Then the field rejoins Michigan Avenue at the very quick right-hand turn 10, followed by the right-hand turn 11. Now, how has the weather affected this portion of the street course? Turn 7, 8, and a lot of 9 don't look that bad. I mean, they're relatively dry. I'm not in a car down on the surface, but it looks okay. Now, turn 10, turn 11, and up slightly the hill on the way to turn 12, well, that is damp. I will share with you that the rain has dissipated here, at least at this end of the street course. They have safety vehicles circulating this track right now. I don't see any spray coming off the tires. That's good news as well. So we'll see how it all shakes out. After turn 11, they go back to turn 12, the right-hander, and picking up the action there will be our anchors in the booth, like Jeff Striegel and Alex Hayden. And that is again back on South
Man, wouldn't you
Columbus
like to have one of those
Drive.
trucks?
That is headed southbound on South Columbus Drive. Drivers, start your engines in Illinois. Cruise on Route 66 for legendary finds. Make a pit stop in Grafton to ride Aries Alpine Coaster and grab a bite at Eckert's Country Farm. Plan your adventure to the middle of everything on enjoyillinois.com.
A proud
Guys, they are getting ready to start. They're letting the drivers run a lap to see if they want to keep slicks or go to the wet tire. So put it on the battle cam. This is what it's on now. We can go to Danny's camera, in-car camera, to see what they're showing here. They always show a commercial when you switch cameras. It shows for a second, then it goes to a commercial. So, welcome, guys, in chat. Appreciate you here. Let me know in chat. Don't forget, let me know who your favorite driver is in chat. Any moment, they will start it here. Let's see if we can get back to a cam. Danny's camera is not coming up. Let me switch. There it goes. It's coming now. Just buffering here. They may be having trouble with his car, so let me switch to... There it is. There's Denny's car now. He's back in the pit. It took a minute. I'm going to probably keep it on the aerial cam and then the battle cam. And if you want me to try a driver's cam during a race, just let me know in chat. We can switch to a particular driver to see their point of view if you want to during this race. I'm here to try to make this the best experience I can for you guys, just for you. I'm not going to sit here and not turn off any driver or anybody in chat. Everybody, we're wanting everybody to have a great time, safe race, nobody get hurt. So I know a lot of people like seeing wrecks, but I don't like to hear people getting hurt. And
back to Motor Racing Network's live coverage of the Chicago Street Race, the Grant Park 165. Now, pit lane again is open, and it's an option for these teams, Chris Wilner, if they want to change the tires.
That's right. This is the one opportunity you have to not lose positions on the racetrack. If you choose to take off those wet weather tires, you just bolt it on and put on slicks. In my end of pit road, Chase Elliott's crew, their Hendrick Motorsports crew, is on the wall with slick tires. We'll see when Chase hits his pit box, but it's a mixed bag. Most drivers on the radio were waiting to the very last minute to see what other teams do, and it looks like Chase Elliott is pulling in. The crew on the wall will see what their decision is. Right now, he comes to a stop. They're going to wait a minute because, again, you can't lose a spot on pit road. So they're going to wait and see what happens down here. But so far, no movement. Wet weather tires are on. Everybody's still looking toward the skies, though, guys. There may be another shower that could hit this area.
You can see it.
Maybe leaving the wets.
It's coming down into you there.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We have weather in the area, and again, it is north of us, so whether or not it clips us or not, we'll have to wait and see. Everybody has been on pit road, Postman, with the exception Chris Buescher and Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, those two drivers stayed on the racetrack, but drivers are sitting down here now. Kyle Larson has the very first pit box. He won the pole position.
Oh, his radio cut out.
Tires for Kyle Larson. Bubba Wallace in the very next pit box. It looks like they have changed over to the slick tires as well. The concern is not the immediate. They feel like the track is going to be all right. What the concern in listening to crew chiefs and spotters saying is, what happens if you're out there and we get a little mini gully washer and you're out there on slick tires? It looks like the majority down here have changed to the slick tires. They'll get back in line, but this decision is
it's just spooling on SVG's camera.
What is going to happen and how this is going to play out.
Maybe to take off here.
That's something we're going to keep close eye on, and decision to be made. Could be a critical decision, a right decision, a wrong decision. A couple of the teams, as you pointed out, Jeff, stayed on the track in the wet weather tires. And with a race course like this, when we took a trip around the track with our turn announcers, part of it on the south end of the course, not so wet. It's fairly dry.
Cycling. All right,
that
here we
could
go. Here's
chew up
SVG's
the wet weather tires out there and create grip issues.
Nuggets,
However, when they get to
sausage
the central
nugs.
and northern part of the race course where it's far more wet, those wet weather tires are going to have a significant
Let's
advantage.
go Larson.
And drivers like Ryan Blaney
We got a Larson
and Chris
fan.
Buescher may be at a disadvantage. So what we know right now is everybody is on the wet weather tires. We'll see how it all plays out. We're got the cars on the racetrack getting ready to go under the green flag here in just a few moments.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a scary movie victim.
Oh no, a tree fell on my car, and there's only one thing to do. Trip over my own feet and pull myself across the lawn while yelling help at a barely audible volume.
Sorry to interrupt, but you filed a claim with Geico, so you've got a designated claims team to help you.
This Geico sounds suspiciously reassuring. Are you sure I don't end up getting surprised with an unexpected twist?
Just that your Geico team will always be there to keep you updated.
No!
What is it?
Oh, nothing. I just didn't see that coming.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
With the $5 meal deal at McDonald's, you pick a McDouble or a McChicken, then get a small fry, a small drink, and a 4-piece McNuggets. That's a lot of McDonald's.
Hey guys, let's go Larson, Price, Francis, how is the family?
Curious what drivers
Good day,
talk about
bro.
during
My
the
family's
race?
doing
Visit
great. Hope you guys' family's
racingelectronics.com
doing
today
great
to
as well.
purchase.
Here, I'll mute this audio there. Go to Larson's car. Let's see. This just spoiling. I'm trying to see Larson. I'll click on Larson's car. I've clicked on it, so I'm just waiting on it. It's being slow today. I guess everybody's on here. Like Team Hendricks. Let's see if the weather temperature is still holding at 74. It looks. Oh, it's dropped to 72 now. 72. It's dropped quite a bit. Not sure why it keeps spooling. Let me go back to aerial cam. Try to keep it on a cam that's not cycling so much. I don't know why it's cycling. Trying to get the video to come back. It's just cycling now. So, Leighton. I'll get it going here. I'm not sure why it's doing this. Let me see. Check my speed. Make sure it's not my internet. I don't think it is. Nah, not looking like my internet. I am not from Chicago. I'm actually from Texas. Looks like my bandwidth is okay. It's not me. It's something they're dealing with there. Oh, come on, camera. I'm trying to get the camera footage back. We'll get it back. It seemed like they did this a little bit last week when the race wasn't running.
Complete and total lack of information. All these drivers and crew chiefs get to make a decision. Kurt Becker.
On this end of the racetrack, Dave, leaving Lakeshore Drive, it's relatively dry. Just a couple of spots where the pavement is still slightly discolored. Even those are beginning to dry as the field has just passed at our feet and worked its way through turns 4 and 5. But again, the unknown factor is what weather systems might be coming in soon. But as far as this end of the racetrack, essentially the backstretch portion of the racetrack, things are looking good and just a couple of light sprinkles remaining. How about you, Dan Hubbard?
Well, I'll tell you what, 7 and 8 and most of turn 9 still look pretty good. We are getting intermittent sprinkles here through turns 10 and 11. And I will say, upon the entry of 11, there are some shiny parts to the asphalt right on the entrance. So the drivers are going to have to be aware of that. I'm sure they've already seen it because we've done a couple of, slow laps, just test laps, if you will, to see what the drivers want to do, what kind of tires they want. But again, and kind of echoing what Dave Moody said, you're trying to base a decision about the weather. With the unpredictable weather. Is it going to rain? Is it going to dissipate? What are we going to do here? It's a tough decision to make.
Yeah, it looks like they're fixing
I would
to get
just
hit
leave
again.
it up to the individual drivers and see what they're comfortable with and then make adjustments as the weather progresses. And
I'm all for
these teams making these decisions, which way they want to go on it. It's going to be either the right guess or the wrong guess. We're all about to find out soon.
Levi.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Winning feels good.
I don't know why they keep doing this. The site, it's like, and here the weather here, it looks like we're getting weather here as well where I'm at in Texas. We're getting spin-offs of that hurricane coming in. Let me refresh this page again. There we go. I'll just leave it up. I'll keep it there for a moment. Knock on real wood. Come on, camera. Do not cut off. I may have to just keep it on that one for a moment. California or Canada? CA? This says it's on Ross Chastain's car. California. Well, welcome, man. I'm from Texas here. I am watching this on NASCAR's website, NASCAR.com. Bringing it to you guys, trying to bring everything into one place where we can all communicate here and have a good time with it, guys. That's what my goal is here, to bring a community together, guys. Hope you are doing great today. They've got some weather. That's why I have the, on this side here, I have the radar. And temperatures in the top corner up there, the temperatures that they're looking at.
The Grant Park 165. Here is what we know on wet weather tires. Chris Buescher and Ryan Blaney, they stayed out, if you remember. Also, you've got Austin Cindric on the wet weather tires. He is joined by Austin Dillon. He is joined by Corey LaJoie, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, and Zane Smith. Those are the drivers on the wet weather tires. Everybody else is on the dries. There are sprinkles in the area around the racetrack. Not every corner is getting them. Some are, some aren't. So we're ready to go. Dan Hubbard, you got a bird's eye view. They come down the hill. They make that right-hand turn, number 7.
Oh, it's going to be exciting, guys.
Drive. Once
Look at them
clear
go.
you, it is under the green flag.
This is going to be very interesting to watch because we have practiced and qualified in the sunshine, a nice dry track. Now, a lot of these drivers, of course, have some experience running here from last year. But they're going to have to plug into that memory if they can. This is going to be interesting to watch. It'll be Kyle Larson and Ty Gibbs bringing the field through this tight section of twisty turns. Everybody hang on tight as the rain is starting to pick up here a little bit at turn 11.
Well, who made the right call and who did not? We are about to find out. Again, the Grant Park 165. Welcome to the Chicago Street Race, live on the Motor Racing Network. Kyle Larson and Ty Gibbs, row 1.
And Abraham
Michael
Senate
McDowell
Shadow.
and Tyler Reddick, row 2. Shane Van Gisbergen, the winner here 1 year ago, alongside Bubba Wallace. They make the turn out onto the front straightaway.
It's going to be a tough track, guys.
In the air, and
green
we
flag.
are underway. Side
Here we
by
go,
side.
guys.
They make their way across the stripe, headed to turn 1.
Ty Gibbs fishtailing a bit as he came up through the gears, but he did a good enough job of it to get the lead into turn number 1. Bubba around the outside. Tyler Reddick will take second. Kyle Larson drop kick back to the number 3 position. They execute turn number 1 with no problems so far. Now up to turn number 2. Ty Gibbs leading the way. Reddick second. Larson third. Michael McDowell side by side with Alex Bowman as they exit
almost had
turn
a wreck
2
there.
out on the Lakeshore Drive.
That's the battle for the 4th position as they come up Lakeshore and make the move for turn number 4. And Tyler Reddick wants the lead. He tried to go to the inside. He ran out of racetrack. Now he has to square back up behind the back bumper of the Ty Gibbs machine. So Gibbs still has the lead, but Reddick applying pressure all the way.
Here they come, flying down Columbus at a top speed, wide open. Now downshifting and heavily on the brakes. Ty Gibbs by about a car length and a half. Reddick rides second, a car length back to the Kyle Larson machine. Then Alex Bowman, Michael McDowell, and Bubba Wallace racing down toward turn number 7. They're actually 3 wide with Joey Logano on the bottom in turn 6. Somehow they all made it through as they head for Dan Hubbard.
Coming down Balboa Drive and making the right-hand turn onto Michigan Avenue. So far, everybody minding their manners. It is Ty Gibbs showing the way by some 2 to 3 car lengths over Tyler Reddick. They spread out just a little bit among the top 5. Kyle Larson rides in that 3rd spot. It is Alex Bowman sliding the tail out wide. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside of Michael McDowell. That might have been a move for the 5th spot.
Muscled McDowell up the racetrack and out of the way. Here they come across the line. Lap number 1 going up on the board. Ty Gibbs will be the race leader here in Chicago. Some slipping and sliding. McDowell slides just a bit. He may give up another position.
A dramatically different racetrack since lap number 1, though, as those hot racing tires have done a lot to dry off the surface. Not completely dry yet, and the battle continues now for 2nd place. Heading for turn number 2, Tyler Reddick looking driver's right on Ty Gibbs for the lead.
It's a quarter
Not
inch
close
off.
enough to make a
Would
run.
be found
They'll
if
spill
it's
off
true.
onto Lake Shore
Never
Drive.
know.
Still no change at the front of the pack as Ty Gibbs leads the parade.
With Lake Michigan to driver's left, here comes the field now. Setting up for turn number 4, it's Reddick. Still in 2nd, still trying to find a way to close in on Ty Gibbs. He's actually lost a car length or 2 on Lakeshore. Tries to rally back.
They're getting underneath
Here
him.
they come now down the hill as they continue
Hamlin
to contend
there.
for position. Gibbs, Reddick, Larson the top 3. Alex Bowman 4th. Shane Van Gisbergen up to the 5th spot. Larson now trying to make a move on Reddick. He's going to look driver's
Hamlin's
left.
falling
At the end of
back.
Turn number 6.
He's lost 2
Nothing
spots.
there for him. Alex Bowman trying to counterattack against Larson.
The windshield wipers are working on these cars as they come down Balboa Drive. Ty Gibbs obviously getting it a little bit more comfortable with the track. He starts to pull away now from Tyler
Working
Reddick.
on Daytona
3 to 4 car lengths
International.
as they execute the long left-hand turn. That's Congress Plaza. Reddick
You want
by
the
himself
11
in that 2nd
DNF?
spot. Larson starting to feel the challenge
Why
from
is that?
SVG. SVG to the inside of turn 11. He'll take away the 3rd spot from Kyle Larson.
SVG's in
racing
3rd.
up the hill side by side, but only for a moment. SVG picks up the spot. Kyle Larson will drop a spot. We're early in this event. Now, as we were coming to the green flag, a couple of
Reading out
cars
his
came to pit
chassis
road. So let's
race-
pop in
racing
on
gear.
pit lane, presented by Garrett Popcorn.
Wow.
Enjoy the world-famous gourmet popcorn from Garrett Popcorn Shops. Find their handcrafted small
good
batch
popcorn.
recipes in their shops at Midwest grocery stores or online at GarrettPopcorn.com. Chris, what was the story?
Yeah, William Byron came over the radio in the middle of lap 1 and said,
He's a
I am
dirty
skating
driver,
all over
yeah.
the place. Rudy Fugel, the crew chief, chimed back and said,
Lot of
rain
them
is
are,
on
a
the
lot
way.
of them
Let's
are.
pull down pit road and change from slicks to wet. So they bolted on.
Who's your
those
favorite
white
driver,
leather
Leighton?
slick wet weather tires, I should say, for William Byron. So too did Josh Berry. He was all over the place, dropped several positions.
you
He
as
also
well,
added the wet weather
Bryce
tires.
Casey.
So
Who's
two
your
more
favorite driver?
opting to go wet weather tires as imminent rain approaches.
Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson,
Superdome
and Alex
Security.
Bowman. Dave Moody, that's your top 5.
And that's how they'll run as they exit turn number 6 this time around. A little further back, a battle underway back toward the tail end of the top 10, or just
Pistachios and
outside
Busch
the
Light.
top 10 with Austin
Great
Dillon.
combination.
Also in the mix is Zane Smith. That's a good 3-man battle headed to turn 7 and 8.
Larson,
Here they come through turn
nice.
7 and 8, looking for that car of Austin Dillon, and he's got a car in front and car behind. It is a tight pack of racing as the leaders now negotiate turn
Larson's
9,
in 4th
10,
currently.
and 11, and there is Austin Dillon sliding just a little bit off 11, headed up the hill toward turn 12.
Just a quick reminder, stage 1 done at lap 20, stage 2 at lap 45, then it's a 30-lap run to the black and white checkered flag. The field's on the front straightaway and headed to turn number 1.
Trackhouse Racing,
199 right
and
now. If you
97.
consider 5, maybe 6 car lengths, a
Nice.
healthy margin. That over Tyler
guys
Reddick,
rock.
who rides in 2nd. Right on his back bumper, Shane Van Gisbergen, patient at least for the moment, not trying to make any moves on him as they exit turn
They're
number
zoomed
2
way
and
out.
race
Let's
off
get
to
back
Lakeshore
down.
Drive.
And headed toward turn 3.
All right,
a
I'm gonna
quick
click on the battle
right-hander
cam.
with
They're
Van
kinda zooming this
Gisbergen in
out.
that 3rd position. No one steps out of line this time, coming back to East Roosevelt as they circle around turns 4 and turn 5.
No commercial,
Everyone just
guys. Come
maintains
on.
position. Now headed back on
Let's
the
go,
South
Bosch.
Columbus and northbound, headed
on.
for turn 6.
Ty Gibbs has got the field well in hand here at the moment. He's been able to get away and open up
Let's get
some
off.
daylight,
Come on,
about
let's get back to
4,
the
maybe
race.
5 car lengths. Reddick
There you
now
go.
has opened up a car length over Van Gisbergen. 2 more back to Kyle Larson. 2 more to Alex Bowman. Then it's Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Chase Briscoe, and Ross Chastain, the top 10.
Ty Gibbs comes down the hill to the right-hand turn 7, and I tell you what, he's picking up the pace. He's
RFK
getting more
6
comfortable
and
as
17.
this track continues
Pat.
to dry out,
Nice,
pulling away from
nice.
Reddick. Reddick feeling slight heat now from Shane Van Gisbergen. They are nose to tail for that second spot. Behind them is Kyle Larson. There's Alex Bowman. There's Bubba Wallace. And as I say that, the rain is coming back to turns 9, 10,
Rain's
and 11.
coming back
the big movers early on. A.J. Allmendinger, he's up 8 spots. Chase Briscoe and Todd Gilliland
wiper's
up
going
7.
crazy.
Martin Truex Jr. and Corey LaJoie up 6. Ty Gibbs is back in 1.
And again, the rain beginning to fall a little bit harder now in turn number 1. Ty Gibbs continues with about that 5-car length advantage. Behind him, though, it's nose to tail. Reddick with a trunk full of Shane Van Gisbergen. Larson in turn, putting the pressure on Van Gisbergen. They will exit turn number 2. Then it's Bowman, Wallace, and Bell, the top 7.
All of that traffic spills back out on the Lakeshore Drive. Ty Gibbs increasing the advantages
I do like Larson.
Over Tyler
I also
Reddick,
like
but
Hamlin.
Reddick has all kinds of company as he exits turn 5.
I started watching them on the
6
NASCAR
cars
Full
lined up
Speed.
nose to tail off his back bumper.
Here they come now down South Columbus Drive, and some decision making coming up, I believe, in the next lap or so. Rain beginning to fall a little more heavily. The radar doesn't look all that good either. It's fine for Ty Gibbs. He continues to pull away.
It's a tight course too, guys.
A good 8 car lengths over Tyler
Not a
Reddick,
lot of room
who's
for
playing
passing on some of
full-time
these
defense
areas.
on Shane Van Gisbergen.
Ty Gibbs putting on a rain clinic here on the street course of Chicago. Second place man Tyler Reddick, for the moment, not able to keep pace at all with Ty Gibbs. They execute the left-hand turn, and it is Shane Van Gisbergen really applying the pressure to Tyler Reddick. Reddick still has that second spot. Van Gisbergen may feel some heat from Kyle Larson.
SVG, guys, he won it last year. He's
5
fighting
laps
in there,
are
man.
complete. Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson, and Alex Bowman. Just a moment ago, as the rain started to fall, Chris Wilner, we saw cars scrambling to pit road.
That's right. It was a rain.
There's a lot of good drivers.
I
Travis
enjoy
Peterson
watching
to
his
and
driver
reading
Michael
stuff.
McDowell. They peeled off this last lap, put on the wet weather tires. Harrison Burton was in as well as the rain begins to pick up here on pit road.
So again, we're 5 laps complete.
You
Ty
like Larson
Gibbs
as well,
has led
Price?
all
Nice.
5, and again, the big mover so far, A.J. Allmendinger. He's up 13 spots in just 5 laps.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs.
Man, there's
and
a lot of
whole
action
love.
going.
With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay
House
Guaranteed
over
Fit,
in
they'll be the perfect
Georgia.
fit every
So,
time.
Price,
Plus,
do
at
you
these
live in
prices,
Georgia?
well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I'm what you might call very
I've
good
been
at
by
hide and
Texas
seek.
Motor
And
Speedway, but
since
I've
we
never
got
actually been to a
Xfinity,
race.
We have Wi-Fi.
I've never been to a race. I want to go. So that's on my bucket list. They're at a commercial right now, so I'll mute it so you don't have to listen to that.
Bell by Bubba Wallace. That was a change for position number 6. Van
Josie
Gisbergen
in
and
fifth.
Larson going at it. That's position number 3 and 4. And Ty Gibbs has
They're
been
tight.
run down. Tyler Reddick is right with them as we work lap number 6
Daytona.
from the NASCAR Chicago Street Race.
Has anybody
This
been
is
to
the Motor
Talladega?
Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
NobleGoldInvestments.com.
You live 15 minutes
Inflation
from
is not only a real concern.
Gator Nationals. That's awesome, man. That is awesome, man. Noble Gold Investments. They're at a commercial still.
What is fearless?
Oh, come on. Me, call me. I've been to Daytona, Phoenix Championship, and Sonoma. Rock on, man. Rock on. Hey, thank you for the $2. Let's celebrate. Donnie, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Rock on, my friend. Thank you so much.
This is Alex Bowman on your 24/7 home for NASCAR, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
You guys rock. Thank y'all so much.
Watching Ty Gibbs come past our broadcast location and just for a moment clicked on the windshield wiper and then he turned it right back off. We've got just a light sprinkle in the air as we work lap number 7. Why don't we give you a look at the leaderboard right now, presented by Napa. Elevate your engine performance and help it run cleaner, longer. With the advanced formulation and protection of Napa full synthetic engine oil, available at Napa locations nationwide.
Ty Gibbs is the race leader. A challenge and change for the second spot. Shane Van Gisbergen has gone to second. Kyle Larson now is up to third. Christopher
2 hours
Bell
from
goes
Phoenix
to fourth.
Raceway,
Going
Pat.
to fifth is Chase Briscoe. That means Tyler Reddick has given up 4 positions now. He'll fall back to the number 6 position. 7th is Alex Bowman. 8th is Bubba Wallace. 9th is John Hunter Nemechek. And 10th is Todd Gilliland.
Ross Chastain on lap number 7 is 11th in front of Daniel Suarez, then Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's your top 15. A.J. Allmendinger up to 16th. Carson Hocevar 17th. 18th to Justin Haley.
I'm going to scroll down this here
Truex,
so you can see where
and
they're
Joey
at. All the
Hand
drivers
is 20th.
21st is Kaz Grala. Chris Buescher climbing the leaderboard. He's up to 22nd. He's gained 14 positions since the drop of the green flag. Austin Hill is 23rd.
That's the current position everybody's in
24th
there.
is Zane Smith. 25th is Denny Hamlin. 26th, Austin Dillon. 27th is Daniel Hemrick. 28th, Brad Keselowski. 29th is Noah Gragson, and Austin Cindric is 30th.
He's got his teammate Ryan Blaney 31st and Corey LaJoie 32nd. Michael McDowell after pitting 33rd. William Byron 34th. Joey Logano 35th. Josh Berry
His name was deleted
36th.
down here.
Josh Bilicki, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece,
Along with Paul
and
Courtney
Harrison Burton. And that is how the
Eddie
40
Arlington
cars are
mentioned
running
something
here on lap number 8.
Things
Your
beginning
site's
to
good.
tighten up
Okay.
at the front of the field. It's Ty Gibbs, the race leader. Shane Van Gisbergen is now second. Kyle Larson will go to position number 3. They exit turn 5, head for
So
the
do y'all
straightaway
prefer
towards
this cam or
Moody.
aerial cam? Let me know in chat. Here, let me do a poll.
Shane Van Gisbergen did his best work a year ago. No one else really able to pass there, but he was. He did it again a couple of laps ago, making his way underneath Tyler Reddick, opening the door, and Reddick free fell about 5 positions before he could get back in line.
Martin Truex Jr. makes his way onto the pit lane as Truex looks like he's going to have some routine service. Let's follow up in the Martin Truex Jr. pit.
Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. was one of the drivers that started on the wet weather tires. He's going down and away, and it's going to be the traditional Goodyear dry weather tires. And listening to some of the crew chiefs talking to their drivers, we've already had Corey LaJoie and Martin Truex Jr., drivers that started on those wet weather tires. They've already come in. Shane Van Gisbergen's crew chief, Travis Mack, said these guys that are on the wet weather tires have already
he almost hit
burned
the
their
wall.
stuff up. If we have to go to wet, we want to be the last ones to go to wet. So a lot of strategy, a lot of changes here, but Martin Truex Jr. is back out, but he is on the dry weather tires now.
With 11 laps remaining in stage number 1, Kurt Becker,
track
the field
level
heading
works
back
better
your
for your
way.
balance.
Ty Gibbs, he's got company now. Shane Van Gisbergen running second, right in front of Kyle Larson.
And then after Larson,
Edwin, you've been to Michigan
Bell
twice.
has been working his way through the field. In fact,
That's awesome,
gets around Larson. Bell has been on the attack.
Damn.
He's gone from 5th to 4th to 3rd in the last couple of laps. Now he wants more as he works on to South Columbus.
No doubt about it. C. Bell is on the attack right now. He
There's
just
Bell.
slid to the inside of Kyle Larson to take away the 3rd spot. He's got some ground to make up. Ty Gibbs has lap traffic dead ahead in the person of Harrison Burton, and he's got Shane Van Gisbergen massaging the back bumper.
Well, the good news is the rain has stopped at this end of the street course, but the bad news, at least for Ty Gibbs, is that New Zealander is now filling his mirror. Shane Van Gisbergen really applying the heat through turn 7
see him on the
and
top
8.
side
Here
there,
they come.
too.
They get around that slower machine, and Ty Gibbs is trying to drive it like
better
he's
than the
stolen. He
drones.
only has half a car length advantage over Shane Van Gisbergen. Christopher
I'll
Bell
stay on this
continues to
cam.
hold
This
down the
is
first spot.
There's
other
something to
cam
be
that
said
seems to be
about
stable.
hustling your race car around the track as opposed to being smooth with the throttle and on the brake and your shifting of the gears. Off turn number 12, back to the front straightaway. Ty Gibbs for the moment, Dave, having a nice nice drive.
He
Ooh,
really
looks like they had
is.
made a little
He had
contact.
about a 7 or 8 car length advantage. Had a big bobble out on the course a couple of laps ago that allowed the field to play catch up and get back with him.
He's
Now
getting
he's
a little
opened it up
sideways
again. He's
in the
got maybe
turn.
3 car lengths in hand over the Shane Van Gisbergen machine. Christopher Bell went a little wide in turn 1 this time. He'll lose some ground as they spill out off of turn number 2.
As a result, Christopher Bell has to play defense coming back through the quick right-hander, turn 3, right in the midpoint of Lakeshore Drive. He's got Kyle Larson behind him. He's also got Chase Briscoe lined up behind him. All kinds of traffic stacking up behind Christopher Bell, headed off turn 5.
So what races did you get to see there?
Major difference in the look of the top 3. Christopher Bell was closing in on Shane Van Gisbergen and going into turn number 1. By the time they get to 2, he lost a good 8, maybe 12 car lengths. He'll try and make that up now as they race their way up toward the right-hand turn number 7.
Remember that right-hand turn number 7 is a first-gear corner for everybody, including Ty Gibbs, doing everything he can to keep Shane Van Gisbergen at bay. 2-car breakaway up at the front. Sliding off of turn 9 now is Christopher Bell. He's in that 3rd spot. His mirror is filled.
Works
with
better
Kyle
for the
Larson.
drivers.
Behind Larson, you have
I can see that.
Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace.
So right now, at the moment, it is Ty Gibbs. He is the race leader. He has led all 10 laps so far, but he's got company now in the form of Shane Van Gisbergen,
SVG,
Christopher
guys.
Bell, Kyle Larson, and Chase Briscoe. So many people have been talking for so long. When would it happen? When would Ty Gibbs go to victory lane? Just the kid, but so much talent. He's looking good so far here this afternoon.
Yeah, he is. And there's always this kind of a theory in NASCAR Cup Series racing, outside of some drivers who just come out and are exceptional talents. You can put Shane Van Gisbergen on a road course, obviously winning in his first ever Cup Series race here 1 year ago. But the theory normally is you got to run about 100 races before you can get that first win under your belt. That's when you really learn how to drive these cars, how to race at this level, and all that goes into it, not only in the car, but out of the race car as well. Ty Gibbs quickly closing in on that mark. Gibbs finished ninth in this race a year ago in very difficult conditions.
See what happened there.
Rain, but he's a really
they haven't said
good
what happened on the
racer
radio yet.
Right,
they are probably a step
top 5
behind.
finishes in 3 of his last 4 road course
First and
starts.
second, SVG. 21-year-old driver, and he's under pressure right now, Dan Hubbard. He's got company there.
Here comes Ty Gibbs. He's got a lot of traffic up in front of him, and he's got Shane Van Gisbergen behind him. Van Gisbergen very good to the right-hand, turn 11. He draws up alongside the leader. And they're side by side for the top spot, headed up Jackson Drive.
Here they come.
There you
down
go,
the
Raymond.
hill now. Shane Van Gisbergen to driver's right. Ty Gibbs, driver's left. They've got the lap machines of Ryan Preece and Joey Logano dead ahead. They go 3 wide around the Preece machine. Van Gisbergen to the right. Ty Gibbs to the left. Here comes Christopher Bell trying to take advantage. He'll try to go to the 2 spot.
Field works its way back through turn number 3.
From
headed
France.
on the Lakeshore
Welcome.
Drive.
Welcome
Joey
here.
Logano
NSEA.
swings wide. He almost gets squeezed into the fence. Traffic stacking up and trying to sort itself out as the field works its way back around off turn 5.
So that's
let us know who your favorite driver is, too.
Shane Van Gisbergen, the new leader, and with Gibbs now about 0.7 of a second back in the
Watching
number
from
2
sunny
position.
Arizona. Nice. Well, I'm
here
in Texas, and it's currently raining where I'm at.
way towards it.
Get her done, Chase.
Van Gisbergen now
Christopher says.
turn 7. This is a first gear corner.
As we continue under the green flag here, 12 laps are complete. Gives us 8 to go here in stage number 1. The race leaders working their way right now around this race course, Jeff. The track is beginning to dry out, and with so many drivers running different lines, 2 and 3 wide, nearly the entire racing surface is beginning to completely dry out.
With 7 laps to go in the stage, here's a quick look at the top 10 as they run. It is Shane Van Gisbergen out front now after that pass going into turn number 11.
Is he going to pull out?
Gibbs is back to 3rd. Christopher Bell now 2nd. Then it's Kyle Larson and Chase Briscoe. That's your top 5. The rest of the top 10 at the moment, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Todd Gilliland, and John Hunter Nemechek.
Drivers who switch and save with...
Guys, you guys are knocking it out of the park on the stream. Thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you for the donation from Donnie Steele, $2. I really appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. And if you're new here, subscribe. KimbroNator. I cover NBA, NFL, NASCAR. I try to make a good experience for you guys here from my home. and build a community for all of us to interact and go from there. You know, we're just trying to build this. So I've been doing it for a little over a year now. I'm getting into NASCAR, so I'm still kind of new to it. So I appreciate the thumbs up. If you hit the thumbs up already, you don't have to hit it again. And if I can, I'll cover every race, but there's going to be a few races I will not be able to cover. I can tell you that. I will be out next weekend. Be sure to drop that like on the stream, guys. I appreciate you.
Well, they continue to battle in the top 5. Ty Gibbs by Christopher Bell. Gibbs back to second as Shane Van Gisbergen leads here on lap number 13, soon to be 14 from the NASCAR Chicago Street Race. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
At Progressive Commercial, we know a trucker's time is money, and well, there's a lot that can impact your time on the road.
Today, I'm not going to let you listen to that. Yeah, you know how every driver's got their strengths and weaknesses, and it sounds like SVG, he's got the road courses down. Will I stream F1 for 24 hours Le Mans? Man, that would be fun to stream. When is that race? Is that coming up this fall? If I could, I would. I'm not sure when that race is.
Austin Center. Catch SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Live or stream your favorite shows anytime on demand with a SiriusXM app.
F1's kind of hard to cover
turning
right
out
now
onto
me.
Michigan Avenue as we welcome you back
I
to
would like to
Grant
get
Park
into
and to
some of
Grant
it,
Park
though. I may do some
165. We knew it was going to happen, Alex. It was going to come and go and come and go, and I have a feeling we may have it all afternoon long. We were dry there for a while, but sprinkles now being reported around the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's just part of racing on the streets, and you're going to be able to deal with that and make some decisions, and you're going to make some good decisions or some bad decisions.
It was
give up
last
some
month.
Track position or gain some track position,
Yeah.
but racing in the wet
Isle of
is
Man
something
was
that
last
you're going to
month,
have to pay
too.
close attention to.
And we've got a battle down
End
the
of
front
May, first
straightaway
part of
for the
June.
lead. Bell and Van Gisbergen.
Christopher Bell has got a trunk full of SVG and just a car length or two.
I'll think
back
about
to
it
Ty
some more.
Gibbs.
I would love
the
to do
moment they're
that.
gonna stand in single
if my
file,
schedule I can
and
fit
there's
it
more
in,
trouble coming on the back
I will
bumper
start covering
as,
some F1 as well.
Briscoe is very fast. He's moved up to fourth. Here's the challenge as they make their way off turn 2 onto Lakeshore Drive.
Shane Van Gisbergen trying to hold off Christopher Bell. Here's
Come
Bell.
on, video.
He's going to go to the outside. Not the preferred line into turn number 4. As a result, he has to back away, and he has to be careful. Ty Gibbs is right behind him. The top 3 tightly tied together.
Bell made the attempt for the pass. Driver's right on Shane Van Gisbergen. It did not work out. There is lap traffic dead ahead.
Yeah, we have a yellow. The radio
number
broadcast
6.
is a
The
touch
Josh Malecki
behind.
machine is dead ahead. They'll race nose to tail for the moment as they race up the hill. Here comes Bell. He'll break out of line. Look to the inside
53.
lane.
So let me go back
We'll
to
see how this plays out through the right-hand turn 7 to the
to see if we
right-hand
can see
turn
what
10.
happened.
Again, it is Christopher Bell in hot pursuit of the leader, Shane Van Gisbergen, as they negotiate Congress Plaza. That's the long left-hand turn. And here comes Shane Van Gisbergen now through this corner. Swings it out wide.
105 in Tucson, man.
Around him. Now he makes
You
it
can
up
have
the
that.
hill through turn 11.
I don't want that
headed to turn
105
12.
temperature
Still
here.
have the Josh Malecki slower car just in front of them. Shane Van Gisbergen is the race leader. Christopher Bell is second. They flash by the start-finish line, go back to turn 1.
Three-man dance for the lead, led by Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside of the Josh Malecki machine. Driver's left to make that pass in turn number 1, but he is anything but comfortable with his position. He's got trouble at the back door. Christopher Bell looking left and right. Gibbs having a little bit more trouble getting himself away from the Josh Malecki left machine.
Leader Shane Van Gisbergen working his way up Lakeshore. There's trouble up
It
turn
is
number
awesome
4. And it's
in
Corey
SEA.
LaJoy. His car came through turn 4.
Here's
got
the aerial
turned around.
footage.
Did not appear that he had any help. Solo car spin, and Corey LaJoie's car coming to a rest right over at the exit of turn 4. In fact, right in the middle of turn 5.
All right, now we'll put us under the caution flag for the very first time here this afternoon. It comes out as we were working lap number 16. Shane Van Gisbergen and Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs going at it. Those are the top 3. Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson, the top 5. It would appear as though Kurt Becker, Corey LaJoie, has fired the car and has driven away.
He has, and that could have collected a lot more traffic than it did, because about
NASCAR
the time
next level in
what
Monaco.
happened was Corey came off of Lakeshore. He made the right-hander onto East Roosevelt
awesome.
and got turned sideways. He was blocking just about every lane of that short chute headed
Click
over
on
to
Battle
turn number
Cam.
5.
Right about that
Everybody
time.
was able to get around to the outside, though. They all shifted lanes to the left. He has since
Donnie,
retired.
you believe it? The 24 hours
Second
is the
time
day
this
before
weekend,
the
Corey
week.
LaJoie has had a bout with the
before
wall and
500?
tire barrier, had significant contact in qualifying, had to repair the back end of their race car, and he's got some more work to do.
With the $5 meal deal at McDonald's, you pick a McDouble or a McChicken, then get a small fry,
Yeah, I'll
a small
definitely.
drink, and a 4-piece
24
McNugget.
hours is hard for
That's
me. I do have a
lot of
full-time job.
McDonald's
I just
for
do this
not a
on the
lot of
side.
money.
But
Price and participation
man,
may
if there's a
vary
will,
from
there's a
time.
way.
Curious what drivers talk about during the race? Visit racingelectronics.com today to purchase a scanner and
There's
listen to
zooming out.
uncensored audio
Let me go
from
back
every
to the
team in the
battle
race.
cam.
Learn more at racingelectronics.com or stop by and see them in the vendor area today.
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back and ready to make a
Refresh
new
this.
millionaire
Their
in
video
Victory
back.
Lane.
Come on, guys.
Last year, it happened to Stephanie. This year, it could be you winning $1 million at NASCAR Championship
We'll get a cam
Weekend.
working,
Head to
and then, of course,
Powerball.com
they
for
do
the
a
list of
Bosch
participating
commercial. They gotta show the
lotteries
Bosch
and join the
commercials off.
race for $1 million. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR and home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
From the
So this is
NASCAR
the
Chicago
driver's
Street
perspective.
Race, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus.
They gotta show these
Learn more at
commercials one way or another.
abacuspays.com.
On the track is where the race cars rule, but off it is where camping takes center stage. Campgrounds that go all in on good times with an
Thanks for
energy
this.
that
You're
fuels
welcome,
a whole
JNR.
weekend.
At an Airbnb
Of
for
grilling,
your honeymoon.
playing, singing, and
Congratulations,
racing.
JR.
There's nothing else
You're
like
checking
it.
out my stream
And
on your
there's
honeymoon.
everything
You guys
to love
rock.
about it.
Well, congratulations
It's
to your
camping like
wedding
you've
and your
never
honeymoon.
experienced before.
And I hope you guys have
Book
a
your NASCAR
great
camping
time.
experience
Thank
at
you for stopping in.
NASCAR.com/camping.
Kyle Busch, he is a champion yet again in the NASCAR Cup Series.
This is Kyle Busch on your 24/7 home for NASCAR, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
Let me mute that. This is the car footage here. Get a little bit of sound from the car. I muted the audio for the radio feed for a second. You can barely hear him. He's sipping on the gas right now. What's my favorite circuit in the world? Le Mans is my favorite circuit, watching Ford versus Ferrari. Just seeing the stuff and how the track's progressed. The second for me would be Isle of Man. Cabin, no TV. Well, thank you, JR. That is awesome. You guys rock, man.
Here on pit road right now. I'm at the exit of pit road, and it is really coming
Sandy
down here. So
says, "Hi,
right
chat."
now we're under a hold for the caution on the racetrack, but we will not race under conditions like this. What is interesting, though, is the strategy. Just before that caution came out, we had a couple of drivers that came down and put on the wet weather tires. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, they came out and put the wet weather tires on, and they might be able to cycle around into some pretty good track position. Chris Wilner up at your end, I'm assuming assuming the weather is the same, and I think you had some guys stop as well for that same strategy.
I certainly did. It was a really good call for Austin Cindric and that Team Penske group. They brought him down right before the caution to put wet weather tires on that Ford Mustang. Also down during that caution, they just made the commitment onto pit road, Michael McDowell and Josh Berry. So those three drivers on my end could cycle through as well. William Byron got trapped a lap down. They were planning on coming down just before the caution came out, but unfortunately didn't make it to pit entry, so he's still a lap down. But man, big call for McDowell after they thought they may have missed out when the rain wasn't showing up, but they came down pit road right as the caution hit. He, Josh Berry, and Austin Cindric in good position down here.
With 2 laps to go in the stage, working under the caution flag for the Corey LaJoie crash, it's time now for a mid-race update brought to you by eBay Motors. Bring home the Cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brakes, headlights, all the parts to fit your vehicle the first time, every time. eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply.
We went under the green flag 19 laps ago. We've got one more lap, although it will be under caution in stage number 1. Currently, Shane Van Gisbergen is the race leader over Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Larson. That is your top 5.
You like
We've been under caution now
on
2 different occasions. Ty Gibbs has led a total of 11 laps. They were the first 11 under the green flag. Van Gisbergen 6, Christopher Bell 1. And the other story that we're watching is Mother Nature, because it is coming.